What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're going to talk about knowing yourself, knowing your character, and the insanity that's been my life lately. So, let's get into it. So, how have y'all been doing? I know it's been, I don't even know. It's been a couple of weeks, I believe. Though my perception of time is kind of wonky and weird and all over the place. But before I dive into all that stuff, as I always say, if this is your first time here, then welcome. But if you're a returning listener and or watcher, then welcome back. Here at Dad Needs to Talk, it's all about fatherhood and family, manga, anime, and sometimes video games. So, y'all. It's been rough, to say the least. And yeah, I don't even know where to really begin. Like I said, I'm a kind of I have a few shows in particular that I kind of want to talk about as far as like the theme of knowing yourself, knowing your character, or whatever, and that is going to be the Harley Quinn animated series, Kaiji, the Ultimate Gambler, Reservation Dogs, and maybe even a little bit of a Westworld season 4. But like I said, life has been lifing. Things have been happening. And I don't know where to go from there. But I guess I'll start off by saying a couple of positive things. First of all, shout out and happy belated birthday to both my oldest nephew Dalvin and my oldest niece Tyra. Now, no, they are not twins, but they are siblings who were born on the same day, 5 years apart. So, yeah, that is a pretty wild. Which, shoot, let me do some math on that. Let me see. So my oldest nephew just turned 28, and my oldest niece just turned 23. So shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all. Yeah. So happy birthday to them. Other good positive thing that I'll start off with, like I said before, I take a deep dive into the insanity, is that your boy got a, well, it's not small. Your boy got a big promotion at work. So slowly climbing up the ladder, making things happen, making my presence known. But the road and journey to get there lately has been a rough one, especially when it's like, hey, cool, here's your promotion, could be potentially life changing for your family, but it's not going to go into effect until a month from when we tell you, or you're not going to see the benefits of it for a month from when we tell you. So it's like, well, could really use that money right now. But the hardest part is like getting that to happen. Now it's just been I know I have the date on the calendar, and it's just like, okay, we're working our way slowly to that date. And slow is an understatement, because last time I did an episode, and once again shout out to Ari, aka Sundari, for coming on and doing the fall preview episode for me at the beginning of the month. So these last couple of weeks, and even a little bit before then or whatever, I mentioned about, trying to have an escape or whatever. And while I didn't get to go out of town and stuff, whatever, um, stars aligned unexpectedly, whatever, to where I got to have a whole weekend to myself, where my wife and kids was all gone for a whole weekend. Um, and so that was nice, because I got to chill for the most part, or whatever. But like all things lately, it's like the equivalent exchange seems to be tipped in the not in the equivalent sector for me, in the unbalanced sector, because it's like, okay, yeah, I got those couple of days to kind of semi chill, sleep a lot or whatever, but then it's like, you know, they came back and like my wife had bronchitis, which, forgive me, y'all might be hearing her coughing some in the background or whatever, but she's slowly coming over it, thankfully. But it's like she had that, which meant, I had to kind of, shoulder even more stuff um, in these last couple of weeks or whatever. And I think I mentioned previously as well that like she also started a new job, but that also once again caused some shifts and changes to happen, because until we could get Vash enrolled in the after school program thing that she is now working at, I had to go into work basically 2 hours earlier so that I can get off earlier to pick him up from school and all that stuff. And first of all, hey, if this is your first time here, just know your boy's gonna talk for a minute or whatever. So if you don't want to hear all this ramble, life talk, or whatever, then check the description box for timestamps or whatever for whatever discussion you want to hear. But your boy needs to talk. Your boy needs to vent. Um, and so that meant me changing the schedule, or whatever. Now instead of me getting to work at 7:38, I'm getting to work at 6:30, so that I can leave at 2-ish to be there to pick them up at 3. But also, not only me having to, of course, go to work earlier, pick him up, but then it's like because of her work schedule now, whatever, that also means that all after school activities, track practices, basketball practices, whatever else going on, picking up somebody from tutoring, whatever, that is all also falling on me as well. So it's like, struggling to get up in the morning, driving to work, doing what I need to do, leaving early, going to pick up Ash, then, okay, who has practice where, what, tutoring, yada, yada, yada. And then on top of that, because like I said, things been a little bit rough or whatever, to kind of, and I kind of wrote here, survival mode. I hate being in survival mode. It sucks, but that is kind of like where we have been at the last few weeks, if not month or so, whatever. So, and I think I might have mentioned in the last episode too, whatever, but it's like I've also been trying to donate plasma a couple of times a week to try to get a few extra bucks and stuff with it, just to kind of keep pushing and help, keep things rocking and rolling or whatever. But and of course that takes its toll physically and stuff as well. And I got these freaking, so freaking I've done it so much now. Cause like I said, I've been doing it for about a month now. That is, I freaking got these marks on my arms now, whatever, from all the freaking needles and junk, whatever, of them, taking out the blood and the plasma and putting it back in, and very soon, once we kind of get through this hump or whatever, and my promotion stuff kicking or whatever, I will not be doing plasma for a while, you know. But I will say I am grateful that I am able to do that to kind of help, me and my family, uh, make ends meet and get stuff done, and to, help with extra stuff that comes with, like, oh, kids got a school dance, so we need some extra money to buy some outfits, or my oldest son wants to get his date some flowers, and all the other little stuff, whatever. And yeah, it has just been tough. It has just been very stressful, because like I said, just like my perception of time, because even when I was prepping to record this, I'm like, man, like, what all has happened since last time I recorded, or whatever, for me to even talk about. What do I even want to talk about? Um, and stuff. So, but yeah, so it's just been it has been tough, to say the least. Because like I said, just the way the schedules and stuff has been, like I said, it's like you know, getting back home, and then once one of the big kids get home or whatever, then it's like, okay, depending on like I said, like it's one day on the weekend, and then one day middle of the week I'm doing plasma. The weekend one is cool because it's like, okay, that's more flexible or whatever. But it's like, okay, I'm at work all day. They close at 6, but one of my kids got practice at 5, so it's like, okay, all right. If I get to the school early enough to be front of the line, get Vash, get him home. He's here with one of the older siblings. Cool. I can run and try to do plasma within, hopefully, hey, I've been chugging water so that the blood will flow and stuff, whatever, so I can get that done before it's time to take so and so to practice at 5. And it has been ridiculous, to say the least. Um, and with that being said, as did this podcast and my reviews and all this stuff. This stuff is my baby. I love it. I love doing it so much, whatever. But I know that with the way things have been or whatever, and it's just like I don't want to give y'all subpar podcast episodes. I don't want to give y'all subpar reviews and stuff because I've even like recorded some stuff whatever to where I'm like I ain't even posted because I'm like that was not good. We'll revisit that later on or whatever. And so I'm thinking more so it's something that I know I need to do. I just hate having to admit this and having to do this whatever, but more than likely the month of November at least I might take that month off to try to get myself in order. Because like I said, it has been, for lack of a better term, hell in some respectives. Because like I said, just that cycle of the early work, the picking up the kids, the donating plasma, the struggling, the driving around, the running around, and just clawing to survive and stuff, and make sure my family is okay. And it's like I don't want to taint or ruin anybody's that likes listening to this podcast or whatever. I don't want to uh, not be able to give it my all when I have a guest on the podcast, and that just sucks because it's like I have so many amazing people just like lined up that I've been wanting to have on, that I was hoping to have on this month in November and stuff, whatever. But it's just like, man, like I don't want to put out something that I'm not happy about. And especially with some of these interviews and stuff I have um, planned with people or whatever, it's like I don't want to, waste their time and things of that nature. It's like I want to have that energy to talk and to have fun and to converse and make sure I'm asking them good questions and giving them the attention that they deserve. And so yeah, so like I said, y'all will get this podcast episode, um, and maybe one more, because there is something very special and personal to me that I want to record um, before I go on the full hiatus. Um, so, but we'll see if I can kind of get that worked out, because I have kind of like a dream episode I've been wanting to record, but it's like I also don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it in the way that I was originally planning or envisioning, but I think that the conversation and the message itself is still something that I still want to do. And that one in particular is a timely thing, and y'all will know when and if that comes out, end of this month, beginning of November. Um, but yeah, so just like I said, just know a break of some sort is imminent. Because honestly, I was even thinking about um, maybe even switching to just like a bi-weekly podcast thing, whatever. But we're like I said, we'll see how things kind of go. But like I said, I just want just to keep y'all informed that's what's going on with me in life and things of that nature. And plus sports season for the kids at school and stuff is about to ramp up. Basketball season for my son is about to start at school. Um, Beginning of November. My oldest daughter, cross country season is about to start. Um, and also my other daughter, basketball is first start for her as well. So who knows what that schedule is going to be like? Because okay, what day do they have games? And of course, I want to try to go to as many games as possible. Um, to be there and to support them and stuff. Um, And so, if I end up, if that's going to slow down the podcast or whatever, then hey, so be it. It'll just mean, more for me to talk about the times when I do record and come back, whatever. And who knows, it might start turning into, if the podcast becomes less frequent for a while, then maybe I would just get super extra, even longer episodes of the podcast or whatever, which, hey, for those of y'all out there that enjoy hearing me talk for whatever reason, then hey, maybe you will be happy about longer Dad Needs to Talk podcast episodes and stuff. So, but yeah, so yeah, so like I said, that's what's going on with that. Um, a couple of like housekeeping things, whatever. Shout out to Lisa and the Wonder of Anime podcast because the episode that me and her recorded back in January of this year, she had Lisa, of course, she had went on hiatus for a while because literally, like right after we recorded, she found out she was pregnant, and so of course she got her life situated, got stuff ready for the baby. Now she's had the baby. Shout out to young Reiner. On entering into this wonderful world. And so I'm saying so much love to Lisa and her family on that. And so yeah, so when she returned, she finally put out that episode and stuff. And it was kind of funny listening to that podcast episode because there's literally a point in the episode where we're talking or whatever. And she literally makes a joke of like, uh, I could be a mom at any moment now. And then it's like I just bust out laughing every time I like listen to that part because I listened to that part a couple of times because it's like literally right after we recorded, like maybe like a week or so afterwards, we was talking. She was like, "Hey, so found out I'm pregnant." So yeah, so that was just funny. But yeah, so that's coming up, or that is out. Go listen to that and all her other very dope interviews and stuff that she's done. Um, I have done, like I said, some other manga reviews, one of which I just did today, called Candy and Cigarettes Volume 1. The best quick way to describe this is imagine Mike from Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul, and Revy from Black Lagoon, a young Revy from Black Lagoon, teaming up for some assassination missions. So and cleanup. But yeah, that was a very dope. Go check out the review for that. As well as lots of other stuff I have planned and coming up, which I guess I'll just kind of shout out some stuff real quick. I had picked up, let's see, Candy. I'm knocking over stuff. Once again, shout out to Ari because I also just got a Night of the Living Cat, which is one I'm very excited to read and to review. Hopefully, I'll be coming soon. Um, your boy finally got the new Yakuza Reincarnation, and I've been like, y'all know I read and enjoyed Volume 1 earlier this year. Still one of my most watched and listened to reviews on my channel and stuff. And I've been sitting on Volume 2 for a while because I'm like, man, I wanna read a couple at a time. So now I have 2 and 3 to read. So I'm looking forward to doing a nice little binge of those. And hold on, let me get myself organized. And I just picked up a Die Dark Volume 4. So, uh, you know, I read 1 and 2 literally a year ago. And then Volume 3 came out earlier this year. I haven't read it yet because I was waiting for 4. Because I think with this series, I'm probably going to read or going to do a binge of every 2 volumes just because of how spaced out they are with the releases. But I think hopefully I'm gonna try. I'm not no promises, but I'm gonna try to reread 1 and 2, and then finally dive into volume 3 and 4. 4 before the end of this month, because I think this would be a very cool read of all 4 volumes to talk about by the end of the month. And speaking of end of the month, because of course this is October spooky season. Some other ones that I picked up a while back that I've been sitting on for this month. I also like to check out the Neo Parasite manga volumes, Neo Parasite F and Neo Parasite M. And yes, for the audio only listeners, this is some side stories from the Parasite Maxim series. Because I think, if I remember, I think a lot of these were like side stories written by other mangaka. So yeah. So I have some dope stuff I really want to dive into before for tis the season, spooky season. But yeah, and of course, last but not least, I got to give a shout out to the homies over at Saturday AM. I picked this up at Barnes and Nobles over the weekend because I was in there looking for one of the other things I just showed y'all, and then I saw this because I know they've been getting a lot of their series been getting physical releases like Apple Black, which is done by White Manga, and lots of other cool people of color. And so this one is called Saturday AM Annual for 2023, and is a collection of diverse manga short stories from basically from creators from Ghana, Greece, the UK, and more. And so I was like, I gotta pick this up just because it is like so many cool looking series and stuff in here that I want to give a shot and to talk about. And it's just really dope, just having this kind of like a like an old school like Shonen Jump magazine type feeling, whatever. But it's just like a really dope thick volume with all these cool looking manga series that I've never heard of, but I'm always down to try some of these stuff, especially to support people in the community and stuff, whatever. So shout out to Saturday AM. Like I said, hopefully I can dive into this as well and give y'all some thoughts on some of these series and stuff in here. And who knows, maybe someday, work with some of them on some stuff, whatever. So because I got to meet White Manga at DreamCon or whatever, a very cool dude, and stuff. So, but yeah. So let's see. So you know what? Since my mood is kind of picked up a bit or whatever, I'm gonna dive into a couple of quick little news things or whatever for you. I'm gonna kind of run through these pretty quickly, but first thing, for just as a heads up for all of my content creators who have YouTube channels and stuff, whatever, is that very soon YouTube is going to be implementing handles. So basically, like how all other social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, etc., have like a at, like, hey, on Twitter I am at Dad Needs to Talk, whatever. They're gonna do that for YouTube soon. So just be on the lookout for that. Just to make sure, for those of y'all that, if you already have a channel and stuff, whatever, some of that stuff is gonna be done automatically. But for those of y'all who might not or whatever, it might be something y'all might want to look into or be on the lookout for. Next thing, so, and then, like I said, some of these just be like really like rapid fire things, whatever. But G4 TV, um, after roughly about a year or whatever, they are getting shut down. So, and this happened just out of the blue over the weekend, where the CEO sent out a letter to the employees or whatever, and just like, yep, we tried it and things didn't really work out. We weren't really generating enough revenue and yada yada yada. And effectively, immediately, we're shutting down. And so, of course, that meant like there were people who, of course, it's the weekend. People, some people on vacation, some people doing stuff with their family. Some people didn't. Some people found out via Twitter that they had lost their job and stuff like that, which is never a cool thing to see. But yeah, so much love to all those people. And hopefully, y'all will come back strong with bigger and better opportunities in the future. Um, Next up, a movie I'm excited to see, and my wife is as well. Next year, we got a date for Creed 3. And I love when companies try to do this, whatever. But Creed 3 is going to be coming out March 3rd, 2023. So we got Michael B. Jordan going up against Jonathan Majors next spring. So and I showed my wife the trailer for it earlier, whatever. She's hyped, she's excited and stuff, and so I'm looking forward to it as well. It's kind of funny. Shout out to Boss Logic for doing this Killmonger uh, versus a Kang the Conqueror edit that is very dope. But but yeah, and it's kind of funny that like me and my wife both uh have gone on a date to go watch the previous two movies, which is kind of weird. Just like thinking about like how much our life has changed over the years. Because Creed 1 came out November 2015, and that was like a year into us just kind of getting to know each other and dating and stuff, whatever. And then Creed 2 came out November 2018, which is 3 years later, but also a year after Vash was born. And so we were talking about, it was like, man, like how did we manage to escape? But it was like, oh, that was during Thanksgiving break. Vash was probably with my sister during that time or whatever. So and now here we are 4 more years later in 2023, where Creed 3 is gonna be coming out. So very dope. Like I said, just having that kind of a connection me and my wife got with going to see these movies and stuff, whatever. So yeah. So next news story. Um, and some of y'all, if y'all follow my YouTube channel, whatever, I did a little announcement, a video on this, whatever. But the Hunter x Hunter manga is coming back October 23rd, which is a week from when I am or actually a matter of days from when the podcast this podcast episode is coming out. And also, like I said on my video, not only is the manga coming back, whatever, but they also finally added all of Hunter x Hunter to the Shonen Jump app, which is which is very dope and very long overdue. Which, speaking of them adding stuff to the app, well, I'll check on that in a second. But where is it at? Do. Okay, where did it go? What? Okay, there it is. So yeah, so for the first time since Shonen Jump made the change, you will finally be able to read all 390 current chapters, and wow, look at that. New chapter coming in 5 days. 5 days, man. It's been freaking 4 years since we got a chapter. But yeah. So we're finally getting some new stuff. And for those who might be curious, if you want to start with where the anime ended or whatever, it'll be chapter 340 is where you want to start. Or pick up in the manga with that. So yeah. Oh, other quick little thing or what I just noticed accidentally, whatever. But they added looks like all of Volume 1 of Romantic Killer to the Shonen Jump app as well. So cool. That is very dope. I might check that out. But yeah, so Hunter x Hunter is back. What else we got? This is one I've talked about before. Whatever. I still don't think I ever did. I ever do a Heavenly Delusion review? I think I did. Oh, let me see. Now your boy got to check. Nope, I never did. Maybe I think I might have maybe just talked about it within one of the podcast episodes at the time. But anywho, we finally got like a key visual for the anime, and I'm excited for it because, like I said, I enjoyed what I read of Volume 1, end of last year, beginning of this year, whatever. And so I'm just very excited to check out the anime. So yeah. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? The Trigun anime. We got a release date. The Trigun anime is going to be coming out in January, my birthday month. So I am very excited for that. That it's like, oh, not only is Trigun coming back, but it's coming back in time for me to celebrate my birthday. So, woot. Much love on that. Super hype about that. Let me see if I can find. I'm trying to see if I can find real quick. Nope, that's Near Automata. Okay, yeah, here it is. So yeah, so we got a new trailer for it or whatever, and one thing though is that our girl Millie Thompson is not. Seems like she's not going to be here. Instead, we got some dude named Roberto. Shout out to the Robertos out there, but Roberto De Niro. So don't know why they made this change or whatever, but yeah. So new character in it or whatever. But hey, it's still looking pretty clean visually and stuff. So, but yeah. So Trigun coming in January. Like I said, I am super excited about that or whatever, just because it's like, man, like January, man, like when I get ready to do my winter 2023 preview, it is going to be bonkers because of the fact of, like, just off the top of my head, we got Vinland Saga Season 2, Trigun Stampede, Tokyo Revengers Season 2, the Near Automata anime, Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4, and some other dope stuff that's going to be coming in that season. So, and we're speaking of which, like, we got like another cool little teaser for Near Automata, which I've just been loving. All these trailers just look so freaking good. But yeah, I am just very excited for that anime season to come. Like I said, it's gonna be some very cool, very dope stuff coming to get the new year started and stuff. So, and last little news thing, whatever I want to touch on is that in my week since gone or whatever, of course everybody else has already talked about this, but the Mario animated movie, we got a trailer for that, and that looks very dope, very clean. My kids, they got to see the trailer, whatever. They are all very excited, and so am I. So it's gonna be a hype, good time. for the Mari movie there, because it looks freaking stunning. To be honest, in my opinion and stuff. So I'm very excited for it. All right, so let's dive into a little bit of what I've been watching. I'm not going to spend too much time on this or whatever, because like as much as I am happy to be back, whatever, I am still tired. It's late. I gotta be up even earlier tomorrow. But I did want to share my thoughts on some stuff I've been watching lately, whatever, before I get into the topic of discussion and stuff, whatever. But of course, shout out to Bleach. Man, man. These first two episodes, y'all. It has just been so freaking fantastic, because getting to watch this series, and it truly set in when I watched episode 2 yesterday. Because of course, like watching the first episode last week was super dope or whatever, super trippy, just like, man, we are back in this. But yesterday I got a chance to come home a little bit early or whatever, before no kids was here, just me and my TV or whatever. And it's like, wow, I'm sitting up here after work on my nice TV watching a very, very beautiful looking Bleach, man. And here in 2022, freaking 10 years since the last time we got the anime ended, or where the anime stopped, I should say. And of course, this week they added in the opening and the ending and stuff, whatever. And it was just like, yeah, man, I am so excited that I'm gonna get to experience Bleach for for at least a couple of years, ideally, whatever, because I don't know how long these cores and parts and stuff going to be spread out or whatever. But it's like heck, at least a year, if not more. And I'm excited. Hey, just freaking every freaking Monday, I get to chill and watch freaking Bleach, man. It's just like, wow. And the fact of like I said, just like the visual treatment that it is getting, and that it's uncensored, uncut. Music is back on point and everything. And so yeah, I am just excited. I'm just happy to be back in it, and to be here to go on this journey of watching Bleach again, man. And let me see what else. Of course, I got to give a little shout out to Chainsaw Man. Though these first two episodes, those have been really good as well. Don't have too much to add about it or whatever, but just wanted to say that they been really enjoying those first two episodes that came out for Chainsaw Man. Spy Family. What is there to say or whatever? Like, the anime has been so good. Just getting to see Anya and Bond bonding and stuff was very beautiful. So yeah, so been enjoying both of those episodes. My Hero Academia, man. This season 6, they've been knocking it out of the park, and without going into too much or whatever, I had just watched episode 3 of this season, right before I recorded, and as a manga reader, I'll just say they did the Hawks and Twice stuff and Dobby stuff. Top tier, man. Like, it was just so well done. So shout out to them, Studio Bones, and everybody over there working on that. So that was really good. Mob Psycho, I'm behind on, y'all. I don't know. It's like, and I don't know if I just got to be in a certain mood or mindset or whatever, but just like, I kind of watched that first episode, but I want to go back and watch that first episode and watch like all 3 together, just because like somewhere in my heart I'm excited for it to be back, of course, because I enjoyed the previous 2 seasons or whatever. But it's just like, and it might just be a case of just how hectic my life and stuff has been, or whatever. But yeah, I want to take some time and really dive into Mob Psycho soon. Um, Blue Lock, y'all, and y'all know I had I have reviewed Volume One, um, wherever it's at. I had reviewed Volume One, back in the summer, and I enjoyed what I read of the volume. And it's like, man, they've already in 2 episodes they've already gone past what I read in the manga. So I'm like, okay, cool. 2 episodes in, new material for me. Um, but I don't know what the heck. What is it? A 8-bit studio, and this is the same studio who does the reincarnated as a slime um anime. So I know they can get down when it comes to animation and stuff, but they have been on a whole other level um with with the Blue Lock anime. Uh, just like I don't know, it just looks freaking incredible. Um, it is just it is just incredible. Just like look at just like some of these screenshots and stuff, man. It's just like the intensity on these characters' faces. Um, it's just beautiful, man. It is just like so freaking well done. And so from what I read of Volume One, I knew it was gonna be solid or whatever. But it's just like this team, they are just like really bringing out um bringing out a whole new level of stuff with this whatever. And so it just makes me excited for just for what's about to come whatever. But yeah, it is it's some good stuff. If you like some sports anime and you not watching Blue Lock, you need to you need to get on it, y'all. Um, but yeah, Blue Lock is definitely delivering. Um, Now a couple of smaller shows that I want to highlight and mention or whatever. Well, first of all, this one isn't super small, but one it is an isekai, but the way it's been presented and stuff, whatever, has been super different, and that is the Eminence in Shadow. Um, yeah, these first 2 episodes have been so good, so good. Cause I went into the super blind order. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know it was an isekai until I think I saw somebody talking about it the first day it came out or whatever, and then I watched the episode. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it is, but it didn't have a lot of like the usual tropes and stuff, whatever that a lot of that shows for series from that genre do. But yeah, Eminence and Shadow, very strong first start to that show. Um, Real quick, small tangent, but I gotta say, man, High Dive has picked up some really good anime. One of them being Eminence in Shadow, and a handful of others that I'm watching. But it's like y'all need to put some money into y'all's website and app because it is horrible. It is horrible, man. Cause like the apps ain't working half the time, and I'm like, y'all got a lot of really good stuff on y'all app, and it's like don't make me threaten to go to other places in the internet, in the world wide web, to watch this stuff because I will. But it's like try to support the officials. But man, if y'all ain't getting it done, then but yeah. But anyway, slight little tangent, whatever. But a couple of wholesome watches I want to put on y'all's radars. Uh, that I don't see, at least not too many other people talking about or whatever. The first one is Bochi the Rock. Now, this one follows uh, a high school girl named Hitori who is starting to learn how to play the guitar and stuff, whatever. And she originally does it because she wants to use that as a way to make friends and stuff, whatever. But she has very bad, she is shy, has very bad anxiety. And so when she started playing rock or whatever, playing the guitar or whatever, because of her nervousness or whatever, she just made a YouTube channel to where she could be anonymous or whatever. And she was really good and she had like a really big following online. But now it's like, okay, now she wants to bring that to in person or whatever. And so the show is just kind of like this girl going around, basically slowly making friends and them forming a band and stuff, whatever. But this show, if you are a shy person, an introverted person or whatever, then this show is gonna speak to you in so many ways. But yeah, Bocchi the Rock, that is on a Crunchyroll currently. 2 episodes are out. Um, so check that out. The other slice of life show that I'm enjoying as well is Do It Yourself DIY. This one follows basically a group of girls who come together to make a in a DIY class to just make cool stuff. And that is like the simplest and basic synopsis I can give it or whatever. But it kind of gives me slight keep your hands off Izoken vibes in a way. Just because the main girl of this and the main girl from Keep Your Hands Off Izoken kind of give me like similar vibes and stuff, whatever. But yeah, I've enjoyed the first couple episodes so far. Like I said, like this and Bocchi the Rock are just like just very chill, very wholesome shows to watch. So if you find yourself maybe needing a break from all the craziness and violence and despair that you're getting in Chainsaw Man and My Hero and Bleach and Eminence of Shadow and other and stuff like that or whatever, check out those couple of shows, whatever. Like I said, they're very sweet, very wholesome shows to watch. Um, and one more that I for sure want to shout out, because I've watched a bunch of other stuff, whatever, but don't have too much to say about them or whatever. Like the Gundam, which for Mercury has been really solid. This one I randomly came across Akiba Made War. I had no clue what I was getting into when I watched episode 1 of this, whatever. But this is literally like gang wars between maid cafes. That is the most descriptive, basic synopsis I can give you. But if it piques your interest, watch that first episode and let me know what you think. Another silly one I'm watching I'm not even gonna talk about that one. Forget, I'm not even gonna talk about that one. But the other one that I want to shout out is Raven of the Inner Palace. Now, this one, it kind of takes place. So, I'll read the synopsis of it or whatever. Deep within the inner palace lives a special consort who does not serve the emperor, despite her position as a consort. She is known as the Raven Consort. So basically, people come to this lady with different requests and stuff, whatever. She has these kind of like mythical, magical powers to where she can speak with ghosts and she can do all these different things, whatever. And I don't know, it has just a very beautiful, dark toned show to watch. You know that might sound weird to say, whatever, but yeah, it has just been just a very just a very good and pleasant watch, um, and stuff. So, I was trying to see if I could find. Actually, let me see if I can do this. Let's see. Raven of the. Forgive me, y'all. Of the inner. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, I can't find that one GIF I like to see, but 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 yeah, it is just a very just a very beautiful show. Um, and like I said, and intriguing just because of what they're showing, what they're doing, and things of that nature. So, but yeah, but yeah. So Raven of the Inner Palace, and yeah, I think that's it as far as like main shows I want to talk about that I've been watching and stuff. So let me dive into some stuff real quick. Oh, and of course, one last show I just gotta give a shout, and I will not give no spoilers or whatever, but just shout out to freaking the weekly roller coaster ride that has been House of the Dragon. That show has been so good. I've enjoyed every freaking Sunday night. Come hell or high water, I make sure I watch that before I go to bed, get it for work and stuff, whatever. But yeah. So shout out to that. So um, I'm ready to dive into this main topic for a little bit. And don't worry, hey, manga readers, whatever. I have thoughts on manga and stuff, whatever. At the end of the podcast, whatever, y'all check the timestamps, whatever. But I wanted to talk about, like I said, the title of this episode, like I said, is knowing your character and knowing yourself. And so sometimes sometimes stars align with certain shows or themes you're kind of watching roughly around the same time or whatever. And this all kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier with like me knowing like, hey, I've been doing a lot or whatever, I've been going through a lot. I need to take a break and stuff, and that kind of just ties into the whole knowing yourself. And so when it comes to me experiencing medium, whether it's a manga, or anime, video game, stuff like that or whatever, a couple big things for me is characters and the story surrounding them, because I feel like whether it's a completely new thing to me or if it's something to where, okay, hey, these are some characters that you maybe have heard of, that you think well, hey, let's kind of change things up, do some different things. And so I found that within some of the stuff in different aspects or whatever with the Harley Quinn animated series, Reservation Dogs, Kaiji the Ultimate Survivor, and Westworld Season 4. Um, and so, yeah, yeah, I don't know, like I said, because like I said, even like with video games or whatever, it's like having some good characters with a solid story can carry me for a good while. Um, and so that's why it was such a pleasure to kind of get a chance to kind of watch all of these respective shows and stuff, just because they all had very interesting characters to where either the characters themselves were just interesting, or in the sense of knowing yourself, or the characters themselves knowing themselves. Hope I'm not getting too confusing with that or whatever, but it's like it was just like just very intriguing to watch, because like for example in Kaiji the Ultimate Survivor, so you have this guy who is in debt, and on the surface he is a pretty kind-hearted dude or whatever, but one of the things that I kind of noticed like while I was going through and watching the show is that like you would think like, okay, and I feel like of course like I've gone through this myself, and it's why I've probably been in some of the struggles I've been in lately, whatever, but it's just like sometimes falling back into old habits is something that we do as people, as a person. And so Kaiji, it is very dramatic in a sense, but especially as things go on. And I guess let me back up and say, so Kaiji Ultimate Survivor, so I watched both seasons of the anime, which were 26 episodes apiece. And I probably had mentioned this in a previous episode or back around the time when I watched them, but seeing this character who ends up in a situation towards, okay, he is so in debt that he's basically having to go into like basically some death game type of stuff to try to clear his debt or whatever, and it's like, okay, he's finally making some progress or whatever, and hey, throughout the series, he does get some wins and stuff, whatever. But then it's like, okay, cool. He finally cleared his debts. He should be good or whatever. But it's like, and this is the thing, as somebody coming to a series later, it's like, well, the series is still going on, so clearly he keeps on fumbling somewhere along the way. Versus, I wonder people who were reading or watching this back when it was first coming out, they were like, okay, cool. He finally is done. And it's like, hey, season 2, he's still struggling, or he's back at it or whatever. And so it is kind of interesting just seeing characters like that, where it's like, it's like you're such a kind-hearted person, but at the same time, it's like you are not learning from your mistakes. You are not learning from these bad habits. And so that is kind of something, and like I said, especially with him dealing with money and stuff, whatever, definitely something that I kind of took to heart in some sense. Of course, I am nowhere near in a situation where I'm like gambling my life and stuff away like Kaiji is. But like I said, I could still just find pieces of myself that I could relate to in this series with this character. So that this series is one that I highly recommend watching and or reading, because I've also heard it's a really good read as well. But with the anime, that narrator, man, he is intense and stuff, whatever. So and some scenes can maybe feel dragged out sometimes, whatever. But it just kind of, for me, just kind of added to the tension to the scenes and stuff, whatever. But yeah, Kaiji Ultimate Survivor and Kaiji Against All Rules. Check out that series. Now, a series with characters that I have known of majority of my life, but this series like truly, I don't know, it just truly just turned my perspective on these characters and stuff on its head in so many ways. And that is Harley Quinn, the Harley Quinn animated series. With shout out to both Shakita from Wild, Weird, and Witchy podcast, and the homie Scuba Steve from Inside the Mind of a Blurred, for both of them telling me like, hey man, hey yo Rob, you need to watch this show. You need to check out Harley Quinn or whatever. And I'm glad I finally got around to it or whatever. So I've now finished watching all 3 seasons, and this show was so freaking good. Beyond anything that I could have imagined. Simply because of the fact of, like I said, and hey, caveat, I am not, I love comic book worlds and stuff, whatever, but I am not a big comic book reader. So hey, maybe there are some things about these characters and different plot lines and storylines or whatever that as a comic reader is like, oh duh, of course we knew this would happen or whatever. But I enjoyed seeing just a few different iterations that I've seen of Harley Quinn, of course, from like, Batman the Animated Series, from the Batman Arkham games. All of these characters, Poison Ivy and Clayface and Penguin and Jim Gordon, Batman himself. All these characters that from my youth, watching Batman the Animated Series, to all the live action Batman movies, to the Batman Arkham video games, to even seeing like the Joker movie and Suicide Squad, all these different things, whatever. And it's just like, man, okay, getting to see this world kind of through Harley's eyes, through a lot of the villains' perspective and stuff. It was just so fascinating to me, for real. And it just really made me appreciate the Batverse, for lack of a better term or whatever, so much. And it made me fall even deeper in love with some of these characters like Harley Quinn, like Poison Ivy, and kind of introduced me to a lot of other characters where it's like, oh, okay, I've heard of this character, but I've never really seen them before. Freaking Kite Man, and stuff like that or whatever. But and just the way that they portrayed a lot of these characters and stuff, whatever, was just something that was just very refreshing for me. And so, and just seeing Harley and a lot of these characters are just trying to wrestle with the expectations that have been put onto them for all these years, versus like, okay, hey, who are you? Who do you think you are? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? And so, getting a chance to like really explore that evolution of these characters over the course of these 3 seasons that I saw of the show, and then of course they announced there is going to be a season 4 in the future and stuff too. But yeah, just getting to see um these characters is just, was just very awesome and very dope to see and experience. Shout out to Catwoman. um, but yeah, so Harley Quinn, like I said, definitely a very big one. To where now I'm gonna recommend, like, hey, if you haven't seen Harley Quinn, go check it out. Super dope show. Um, and so characters and trying to find yourself, trying to uh, rediscover yourself, can be tough. And so, especially depending on like your environment, stuff that you come up in and stuff as well. And so the next one I want to give a shout out to, and shout out to once again the homie Ari for bringing this series to my attention when she was on last episode. And we started talking about this because of our shared love and interest in Abbott Elementary. But hold on, let me get this situated. Reservation Dogs, which is on Hulu. And I forgot to mention Harley Quinn, that was on HBO Max, and Kaiji, the Ultimate Gambler, that is on Crunchyroll. I've been forgetting to mention these shows, but yeah, Reservation Dogs, it's on Hulu, same place as Abbott Elementary. But this one followed a group of teens who were living within a let me make sure I get the description right. All right, yeah. So it's a group of 4 indigenous teenagers living in rural Oklahoma, and you kind of follow these characters as they're kind of dealing with the tragic loss of a friend of theirs that passed away a year ago, and I'm not trying to get into too much spoilers on that, but a lot of these characters, they're kind of having to come to grips with trying to live, trying to move on, or not necessarily move on, but just trying to live their life and finding, rediscovering purpose and all those things now that their friend is no longer here. And so this show, it was so good because, first of all, and shout out to this show because I just looked up and saw that it pretty much has an all indigenous production crew, staff, directors, majority cast, all that stuff. So very dope for that. It is co-created by Sterling Marho and Taika Waititi. Um, but yeah, this show, it kind of gave a interesting insight into that lifestyle, that their culture, and while of course that there were a lot of things that I could relate to and stuff as well in regards to having to deal with and come to terms with the loss of a loved one, of a close friend, and things of that nature. But it was also just interesting to kind of like get a peek behind the curtain, for like a better term, of okay, these are certain customs and lifestyle changes and different things that happen that I can relate to somewhat being a person of color um that grew up in certain areas, whatever, that live here in rural Texas. But there are also certain things that I don't know and don't understand because I'm a black guy versus being somebody from indigenous background and things of that nature. So this show was definitely a very good case. Both seasons. So it's got 2 seasons out right now. Both, I think, 10 episodes long. Um, but it was just a very good just look at with a sprinkle of some humor in there as well. But it definitely does deal with some very some very heavy subjects and stuff along the way as well. So just kind of know that going into it. Um, that they do touch on some very difficult things, but like I said, this cast of characters were so good, so varied as well. Just because you had a very wide range of characters and how they operated as a group. They're all four of their different relationships and stuff with the friend that passed away, and then each of them dealing with their respective family problems or life situations and stuff that is going on, and just seeing how all these things kind of just intertwine and interconnect and stuff as well. Just made it just a very interesting watch, and like I said, just very, 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 very cool characters and stuff. Like I said, just a very insightful story. I guess it's the best way that I can put it for that show. And so the other thing, and yeah, I hope that all this really I'm talking about with the character stuff, whatever, is making some type of cohesive sense. Because I'm just kind of just speaking from the heart and just kind of just winging it. Um, so I hope y'all are enjoying this discussion and stuff. But the last show I kind of want to touch on just a little bit of whatever um, is Westworld. So what Westworld in general has been interesting just because I think because of like how spread out the season and stuff were. Because let me look up Westworld series because I want to see like how far spread out were the different seasons and stuff. Because I had started watching season 4 when it first started airing, but after like 3.5, maybe 4 episodes, I had stopped just because there was a lot of stuff coming out around that time. And so I finally decided to go back and to finish up the last 4 episodes because it was only 8 episodes. But and yeah, so season 1, okay, so 2016, 2018, 2020, 2022. Okay, so they were all freaking 2 years apart. Feels way longer than that. but but so with Westworld in general, but especially with season 4, and it's just kind of poetic in a way that like with where I came back to in season 4 kind of brought back that vibe that I really enjoyed from that original season of questioning what's real, what's going on with these characters, with this world, with this setting and stuff, whatever. Because they started to do some of this kind of like multi-timeline stuff, whatever. But Westworld is definitely very big when it comes to characters knowing who they are, or thinking they know who they are, or trying to discover who they are, especially when it comes to the whole, okay, is this a real person, or are you a what are they called, it's not androids, host, yeah, android or a host. um and so the lines of that got blurrier, even much more blurrier this season. And shout out to one of my favorite um actors, Tessa Thompson, for kind of taking like the main villain role this season. But yeah, Westworld, it just really, like I said, just like really brought things back to what I enjoy about this show. Of like, okay, who are these characters? What are they doing? What is going on? And some of these scenarios and stuff that they find themselves in, just like questioning, okay, like what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to, what separates a human from a host? And all these and a lot of other um, ideas and ideologies and things of that nature. Um, and so the actors and stuff in this show do such a great job of, like I said, just like blurring those lines and just making you like really want to question all this different stuff, whatever. So sorry, I'm like looking at this trailer again and stuff, whatever. So, but but yeah. So and especially because Aaron Paul's character, being a dad and trying to protect his daughter and all this different stuff, whatever. Um, it is just it is just a treat. Um, but yeah, just a show to really dive into it. Like I said, just when it comes to um, character study and what is what and who is who. Though I will say like some parts of it, especially like season 3, whatever, kind of goes away from like what I really loved about like season 1 and like I said the like parts of the back half of season 4. But but yeah, but I think I maybe have kind of come to the conclusion of my topic ramble or whatever the heck I was just doing. Like I said, I hope that some of what I said made some type of sense. but but yeah, it is just like I said, it's just been just interesting just watching all these different shows and even in some of the um, manga and stuff that I've been reading or have read and stuff, whatever. Just like characters struggling, trying to figure out who they are or what they've been doing and stuff. And I guess I kind of transition right into a couple of series that I've been reading before I kind of wrap this up and get out of here. Because like I said, it's getting late and life. Life is happening all around me, y'all. But couple of things I want to kind of shout out and talk about before I get out of here. So, two series I want to start off, and they're both webtoons from the same author named Hansa Art. Now, this first one, the guy upstairs. This one follows basically this girl who, this young lady, I guess I should say, because she's an adult, uh, where she is very curious about her neighbor that lives directly above her because she's always hearing these weird sounds and things of that nature, whatever. And so one day she's like noticing, okay, like sounds like something is being dragged across the floor, and she's like, okay, that sounds too heavy to be, like a regular chair, but too light to be, somebody moving a couch or something like that, whatever. It's like kind of maybe sounds like a body or whatever. So long story short, comes to find out that the upstairs neighbor is a serial killer, and so kind of follows her, kind of getting wrapped up and roped into, uh, or kind of stumbling across him midway doing one of his deeds and stuff, and just kind of the tension that kind of comes with that scenario. So the guy upstairs, and so I read the chapters that's available for that. So it's 3 out for free, and then I fast passed and read the others up to chapter 7, and then I found out that this author also did another series called My Deepest Secret. Now you want to talk about characters and people trying to figure out who they are, what's going on. Now this one is super heavy on that, and now I will say this series deals with some super heavy trauma and uh, abuse and different things like that. Or so just kind of know going into this series, if you're, if any of those topics and things where it might be, triggering to you, or whatever, just be aware of that going into it. But I read all 100 whatever chapters it was of this, and I dropped some coins on this to unlock them and stuff, whatever. But so this one follows a young lady who seemingly has a very handsome and kind of caring boyfriend, but it seems like he has a secret, or it seems like a lot of characters in this series have a lot of secrets. And so you kind of follow certain things, and I'm being as vague as possible because some of the twists and turns and reveals will super blindside you as you try to as they kind of slowly get unraveled and untangled and shown or whatever. But this was a very interesting read, to say the least, because what I was thinking this was when I went into it versus when I read that final chapter, it was like, whoa, this author, they really took me on a adventure. And like I said, like, this was a really big case of characters, and like characters knowing who they are and trying to figure out, okay, what is real, what is not real. Is any of this in your head? Is some of this, maybe, memories are, maybe not fully there because of some past trauma you experienced in your childhood and all this other stuff, whatever. So, but yeah, so My Dear Self, and like I said, the other one was The Guy Upstairs, both webtoons. Check those out. What else I want to shout out? Uh, Jujutsu Kaisen, after they hit chapter 200 last week, uh, they are up here. Freaking Ghetto has brought technology to see curses and stuff to the U.S. government, and now I haven't read 201, the latest chapter, or whatever, but it's like he is up to his shenanigans and stuff, whatever. So I have no clue like what the heck Ghetto is about to get up to, whatever. And I'm excited to see our boy Yuji back in action and stuff. So Yuji, them are kind of back in the focal point of the story and stuff right now, whatever. So shout out to them with that. And I think the last one, last one I'm gonna talk about, whatever, because I'll just say shout out to Sakamoto Days for having a very dope string of chapters, because I binge read. It was maybe like 6 to 10 chapters, whatever. Very, very good binge read that was, for real. But last one, got to talk about One Piece. One Piece manga chapter. What was this? I think, was it 1063? If I remember correctly. One Piece, One Piece, One Piece. Where are you? Yeah, One Piece chapter 1063. Man, what is going on? Oda is truly like, hey, fire pen to paper. We out here. I ain't holding back no more. Y'all finna get all the heat. Cause man, he just continuing and stuff. But yeah. So this chapter, y'all, it was just so freaking cool. Just cause we start off with, of course, like Luffy and Bonnie, getting some very cool new outfits and stuff, whatever, for Egghead, the Vegapunk Land, Science Land, Vegapunk arc. and we kind of get to see a little interaction with one of the Kuma pacifistas going to attack them, whatever. But then Bonnie stops Luffy because she's like, "No, Kuma is my dad." And we get a little flashback of Bonnie when she was a kid with Kuma, when he was more normal before he became a cyborg and stuff. Um, and all that jazz and stuff to kind of start off the chapter. But man, the wild meat and potatoes of this chapter was, oh, hold on, whoa. I've got to touch on this. The freaking cover story. Freaking Aokiji and somebody else done rode up through Whole Cake Island, froze up the place. Cracker got cracked, and they kidnapped, abducted, however you want to say it. They took Pudding. So Pudding is now in Aokiji's presence, which means, or hands, which means that she might be taken hostage by Blackbeard. And speaking of Blackbeard, so we switch over from the Bonnie, Kuma, Luffy stuff, whatever, to just seeing somewhere in the New World at sea, Zehaha. Okay, what is going on? Then we see a freaking female Law. Female Law is now canon, all thanks to Doc Q, Blackbeard's crew with the sick fruit. He made some type of disease that turns males into women, females, whatever. And we see all of Blackbeard's crew just flexing, because they all got ridiculous fruits. Because like I said, Doc Q got this freaking sick fruit. Van Auger has this warp fruit where you can teleport people. Jesus Burgess, has this strong fruit. With this fool is literally picking up a mountain and chunking it at Law's crew. But so Law ends up breaking out of the virus, turn back to normal. But as soon as they dodge the mountain, we got freaking Blackbeard riding in on a Pegasus, and him and Law are about to have a confrontation, because Blackbeard is like, yo, I knew after the shakeup that you, Kid, and Luffy caused on Wano, taking out Kaido and Big Mom, I knew that one of y'all three was going to be heading this way. I just had no clue of who it was going to be. But hey, I know Kaido kept one of them things on him, and by one of them things I'm talking about the World Poneglyph. Give me all you got, little homie. And Law is like, yo, I was going to say the same thing to you, big homie. Let's fight. Winner takes all. I am hyped, man. This is so dope. Like I said, it's just been just ridiculous fire since Wano ended. And so it's like we about to find out. And I didn't talk about last chapter either. Maybe even been a few chapters since because of the last time I recorded. But you know, it's like we saw freaking what's his name? Rob Lucci them. They're about to go after they're about to head to Egghead, because they're on a mission to take out Dr. Vegapunk, and stuff like that. So let me see, what was last chapter? Okay, yeah. So last chapter we saw basically confirmation that Vegapunk split his personality across the 6, I think, different cyborgs and stuff. And then that's also when Bonnie, verified that Kuma is her dad and stuff. Let me see. Yeah. That was the main stuff with that chapter. And like I said, Rob Lucci and CP0 talking about they're going to be infiltrating the island to take out Vegapunk and stuff. So it's been some wild chapters of One Piece, and just some wild last few weeks, last couple months for your boy. But yeah, I think that's all I need to talk about. So let's go ahead and just wrap this bad boy up. So, as always, thank you so much for watching and or listening. Like I said, I hope that somewhere in my tired rambles and stuff that something in this episode makes sense, that there's something in this episode that you enjoy. But like I said earlier, a hiatus of some sort is inbound for your boy. Don't know when or how it's all going to play out or for how long, which I find also the timing of this is very fitting because God of War Ragnarok is also coming out beginning of November, literally the day after Vash's birthday. So Vash's birthday on November 8th, God of War Ragnarok on November 9th. So I think I also need to just take some time to do some cool stuff with my son, with all my kids and stuff, and just to prepare for this, the sports stuff coming up, and just get myself back right. I need to just kind of take a break from all this stuff. But I appreciate all of y'all that check in on your boy, that rock with your boy, that keep up with me. I probably will still be active on social media and stuff, whatever, like I have been, just because it's too much good stuff going on to talk about. But who knows, but just know if you don't see me for a little bit or whatever, that hopefully I'm somewhere resting or just trying to get my life in order and stuff. So, but I appreciate all the love and support that y'all give me, and for those of y'all that have stayed stuck by me, and of course for anybody that I've said that, hey, I'm gonna have you on the show soon, whatever, I will. I promise I will. Like I said, your boy I just gotta get myself right, so that we can make the best show, the best content possible for y'all out there and stuff. So, but enough rambling for myself. As always, you can find me everywhere at Dad Needs to Talk. Twitter, not really on Instagram too much, but on TikTok. But I'm at Dad Needs to Talk everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out once again to everybody that helped get me to 200 subs so far, and all that stuff. Yeah, but be on the lookout for possibly some more dope manga reviews in the coming days and weeks and stuff. So like I got lots of really good stuff that I want to read and stuff, whatever. But anyway, I'm about to fall apart, about to fall to pieces. I am beyond exhausted, and I gotta be up in a few hours. Yay! But thank you all so much for all the love and everything. And as I always say, first of all, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself better than your boy Rob has been doing. But treat yourself to something nice. Read some manga, watch some anime, play some video games, and live your best life. And with that, your boy is tired and I'm out. I love y'all so much. Y'all be easy. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.